Hi, welcome to yet another episode of A Story for Your Query. This is Dr. Pramila Kudwa. I have a very interesting topic to discuss today. Positive psychology research suggests that happiness and meaning are essential for well being. Is this the purpose? Maybe not every time. The pursuit of happiness and meaning are two most critical motivations in life. Happiness and meaning are strongly correlated to one another. The more the meaning we find in life, the more happy we feel. The more we feel encouraged to pursue even greater meaning and purpose. People with more meaningful lives opined that relationships were more important. They would help people because it was meaningful to them. Happiness was related more to satisfy the needs of the individual. The purpose was therefore based on what one perceives and focuses on. Joseph Campbell said, "Life has no meaning. Each of us has meaning and we bring that to life." It is a waste to be asking a question when you are the answer. Let's look at the relationship between purpose, meaning, and happiness. First, people with meaningful lives value relationships more. And helping people is meaningful and not just happiness. Meaning can have a purpose, and it has also got a cognitive processing component. Meaningfulness is derived by giving to other people. Happiness comes from what they give you. In other words, spending time with friends is linked to happiness more than meaning. Happiness is the byproduct of knowing one's purpose and applying it in a tangible way, providing meaning to one's life. Happiness is related to one's needs. To illustrate, people feel happy with the arrival of a baby in their lives. This happiness is related to meaning because otherwise the happiness would vanish while dealing with the colic baby. Happiness cannot be related to external factors. A case in point. If I get a bonus, I would be happy, does not last long. According to research, doubling the salary per annum increases happiness only by a mere 9%. Therefore, health and wealth are related to happiness, but not to meaning. So pursuing meaning is a better option. Try to connect dots between efforts and purpose. What does meaningful life mean? In positive psychology, a meaningful life is a construct having to do with the purpose, significance, fulfillment, and satisfaction of life. There are two common aspects: a global schema to understand one's life and the belief that life itself is meaningful. Meaningful activities generate positive emotions and deepen social connections, both of which increase our satisfaction with life. Pursuing meaning makes you feel good about yourself because you're pursuing something bigger than yourself. What then is the meaning of life? Aristotle said, "Happiness is the meaning and purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence." For him and most of his contemporaries, happiness referred not to an emotion but to a long-term pattern of action, the sum of which was your moral character. It is the habits of virtue that are acquired over years of exercising the appropriate virtues. A person doesn't feel happy as much as happiness is a general state of being. Narcissus drowned in his own reflection because he didn't have the space for anybody else other than himself. Happiness is contingent upon love and relationships. When we reflect upon good times, we glance back at happy times. So happiness is closely related to meaning in life. How do you find a purpose in your life? Viktor Frankl experienced the depth of human misery in the concentration camp during the World War II. Soon after war, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning and described the degrading and dehumanizing conditions which the prisoners experienced. Through pain and suffering, he had found a purpose in life. Gandhi was thrown out of a train in South Africa, and that became a defining moment for him, and he found a purpose in his life, and India got its freedom. Can an average individual find the purpose in life? to illustrate. The lady in question has been fit and did not have any ailments like diabetes, high blood pressure, and similar old age related diseases until she was diagnosed with the debilitating disease Parkinson's. She went into a depression. Several weeks passed by. She slowly came to work terms with herself. The turning point was the quote, "I cried for a pair of shoes till I came across a man with no feet." You must understand the whole life, not just a little part of it. That is why you must read, and that is why you must look at the skies, and that is why you must sing and dance and write poems and suffer and understand, for all that is life. There is an interesting anecdote which explains the concept of the world reflecting one's thoughts. The philosopher Socrates was sitting outside the city gates of Athens when a man comes up to him. The man asks, "I'm thinking of moving to Athens. What is it like living here?" Socrates looks up and asks him, "I would gladly tell you, but answer me one question. What is it like where you live now?" The man replied, "Terrible. The people are backstabbers and thieves. I will be leaving no friends behind me, only enemies." Socrates frowned and replied, "Well, then you had best be on your way, because you will find the same thing here in Athens." Later, a second man approached who was also considering moving to Athens. Once again, he met the philosopher and asked him about his experience of his hometown. The man smiled and said, "Where I come from, people all work together and help each other. Kindness is everywhere, and you are always treated with respect. Welcome to Athens," said Socrates. "You will find the same thing here." Socrates knew that our mindset determines our experience of the world, and he recognized that both men would carry their habitual attitudes, perceptions, and ways of interacting with them. It was the way they processed information and their biases in thinking that were likely to dictate the quality of their lives just as much as the nature of their surroundings. To conclude, I quote, "As a ship that is lost at sea without a compass, so is the man without the perception of the goal, which is constant." With this, we come to the end of the episode. Do write to me if you have any doubts. I think there is some hesitation in writing, so you could send me a voice message. That should be much easier. What do you say? If you like the podcast, subscribe to it. Don't hesitate. Do it now. Thank you. I'll see you in another fortnight. Stay safe. Till then, bye.